Hi everyone, welcome back to JDCodebase. In today's video, we are going to learn about a new data structure called Deque, which stands for double-ended queue. This is very powerful structure because it allows us to add and remove elements from both ends. So let's understand this in a simple way. So first, what exactly is a DQ? A DQ is basically like a normal queue but with extra flexibility. In a normal queue, you can add only at the rear and remove only at the front from the front. But in a DQ, you can add and remove from both front and rear. So it works like a queue as well as a stack in some scenario. That's why it's called double-ended queue. And now you may think, why do we even need a DQ when we already have a queue and a stack? In a normal queue operation, operations are fixed. Insert from rear, delete from front. In a stack, operation happen only at one end and called the top. But DQ give us a full freedom. We can do all these operations, add at the front, add at the rear, remove from the front, remove from the rear. So basically you get complete control over both ends. This is very useful in certain algorithm where we need fast access from both sides. Now DQ also comes in two types. The first type is input restricted DQ. In this you can insert only at one end, but you can delete from both ends. And the second type is output restricted DQ. Here you can delete only from one end, but insertion can happen from both ends. These restrictions are most theoretical concepts, but they help us understand how different variations work. So what kind of operation can we perform on a DQ? Insert front, insert rear, and delete front, delete rear, and get front, get rear, and is empty and is full to check if DQ has no element or use only in fixed size implementation. So don't worry, these names looks long, but they are actually very simple to understand when we implement there. So here is a simple visual example, like imagine we have an element like this is front, this is rear, and the array has 10, 20, 30, and 40. In DQ we can add or remove from both sides, so we can full flexibility in how we can manage the element. This is what makes DQ very useful in optimized algorithm. Now let's look at some real world used of DQ. Browser history navigation, forward and backward navigation, if you see these two buttons here, and job scheduling where priority changes, sliding window problems very common in coding interviews, and palindrome checking, check from both ends, undo and redo system, and even some priority based operation. So you can see DQ is not just another data structure, it is actually very practical. Now how DQ different from Q? So in a normal queue, insert happens at the rear only, delete happens only at front, flexibility is limited and used for simple FIFO tasks. But in a DQ, insert and delete can happen at the both ends. And flexibility is very high, used for optimized and high performance problem. And so overall DQ is like an upgraded version of QE. So let's quickly summarize everything. DQ stands for double-ended queue. We can insert and delete from both front and rear, and we can insert and delete from both front and rear. And it is more powerful than a normal queue and used in many efficient algorithms like sliding window, palindrome check, and many more. So that is the basic concept of a DQ. And that's all for this video. In the next video, we will implement DQ in JavaScript step by step. If you find this helpful and easy to understand, simple and easy to understand, make sure to like, share, subscribe to JDCodebase. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.